Good morning, everyone, and I hope you're having a great day today so far. So today we're going to talk about how to add to your business in several categories. So my name is Laura Armstrong. My company is Leadership with Laura. I'm a leadership accelerator and communication expert. I help you to step into your power and your leadership to bring your business to the next level. Get really clear on what you're offering and how to do it so that not only does it benefit you, boost your relationships, boost your business, and boost your leadership, but allows you as a person to step into the next level of greatness of where you're going. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about adding to your business, and I wanted to cover three categories of that because I really feel like it's not just one thing that you can add, right? There are so many options out there, but there are the principles of things that are really important. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is how to add value to your business. Okay. So I'm going to go through 7 different things that I think are important. And this will contribute to you being not only more financially successful, but in turn creating those trusted partner relationships that you're looking for, so that you can move a little faster in your business. Because when you get really good at what you do, sales, closing sales, relationships, it all becomes, that process just becomes order taking at some point, right? You get so comfortable in what you're doing that you're naturally speaking to the values that are important to people and just starting to move things a lot faster and starting to elevate things. So, like I said, the first one is the faster, the better. The first way to increase value is to simply increase the speed of how you deliver the kind of value that people are willing to pay for. Because if you're not clear about what it is that you offer, people won't be clear either, right? So a lot of people are impatient. And they want to get to the point right away. They want to know what you offer, what the cost is. But maybe a person who didn't realize that they wanted what your product or service until today, they now want it yesterday. So people perceive a different correlation between speed and the value of your offering. So, I have some people who think about it for weeks and then all of a sudden they pull the plug. They're like, yeah, I'm ready to go, right? And it comes out of nowhere, but they needed that time to think about it. So whether they're kind of action takers, they just need to know the price, the value. Are they going to get a VIP and, feel special about it? Or is it a process they need that minimizes risk so they can't live without it? Or is it something that's going to allow them to create relationships which are so important to the building of their business? Or whether it just makes sense to them to do it because they can't drive their business to the next level without it. Whatever it is, the faster the better. And however that personality type gets into that is really what you got to be looking at here. The second is offering better quality than your competitors, right? At the same price. Or, if your price is above it, why is it above that? If it's below, why is it below? So the quality is whatever the customer says it is. So you got to know your target market, right? So quality management can best be defined as finding out what your customer wants and giving it to him or her faster than your competitors, right? So I worked a long time on the packages that I offer to people, my programs, the different offerings that I have. And I know as soon as I talk to somebody what level they're at, what of my programs would be best for them, or even if maybe my program isn't the best for them, that I can refer them to someone or something else that would be, right? So quality doesn't mean greater durability or excellence in design. Quality refers, first of all, to utility, right? So the customer needs to what do they need your product or service for? Is it the customer's specific need or benefit that the customer seeks? That is going to define the quality in their mind. So you need to know who you're talking to and what it is that they're needing, right? So the third one is adding value, which we're doing already. So the third way that you can become, really affluent and successful is by looking for ways to add value to everything. Now, if you want to stand out as a person or a producer, you have to have a plus to whatever you're doing so that the customer perceives you and your offering as being superior to that of your competitors. I am a 3-time world champion martial artist. Not many people have that accolade, right? So that puts me above others in their eyes. Not that I think that way, but they need to see that I am the expert in my field. And for this reason, and I have this accolade because it took a lot of work to get there, right? So I've done my time. So I know that I'm going to be adding value regardless whatever people say, right? So it's important to understand what is your BAM or your wow that is really going to make you stand out. You really need to look at that. You can also add value or to a product, service, or offering by improving the packaging of it or the design of it. When people do up their packages for courses, or maybe you have a physical product, um, make it look that extra little bit better. You can basically increase its value. Think about face cream, for instance, right? The face cream is really the important part. That cream with all of those organic ingredients that are going to really contribute to making your skin feel better. But do you think people will buy that in a Tupperware jar? No. People will buy that as long as it's in an expensive looking heavy glass jar, because that's how they associate the value of that cream, right? We couldn't have an expensive cream in a Tupperware. There's no way. That doesn't make sense, because we're taught that it has to look a certain and feel a certain way to have that certain value. So be thinking about this when you're packaging, your virtual products or services, or even your offerings that, you may have a physical product. Make sure that you understand that you've got the cream in the right container, right? So to speak, right? So think about Apple transforming the entire world of computers by making them easy to use. You didn't need to be a rocket scientist to work out, how to use them. Simplicity has become an enormous source of added value. And countless other companies have followed this route, right? So a confused mind never buys. So when you've got your packages, make sure you're clear about what they do, what the deliverable is, why people should take them, and how they're going to benefit from them. If you have those three things and you're really clear about it, you're going to know who you're serving, and you're going to know what to offer them, and they're going to be able to make a choice, right? But if you go in and say, well, I've got a bit of this and I got a bit of that, no, that's not going to work. You're never going to close sales, because people are they're all over the place, right? They're not sure what to buy. Give them one thing, and you can do add-ons to that, but be really super clear. So the next is increased convenience. So the fourth way of adding value is to increase the convenience of purchasing and using your product or service. Some of my courses are DIY, some are live. They've got a schedule, they know the link. I give them the homework, they have worksheets, like everything is A, B, C, D. It's all laid out for them, right? For example, fast food stores are a simple example of how much people are willing to pay for convenience, right? If they if they have to drive, they'd rather have convenience than drive across town to a shopping mall or a grocery store. They'd rather just go through a drive-through and pick something up, right? So think of your package not as a mass-produced thing, but something that's convenient to people, right? So I can email you everything. You can click on this link and sign up here. It's a one-click, and you'll get an email with all your things to do, right? The simpler, the better, so people don't have to go through. Remember, people will click 3 times and then they're done. So if they have to click through more than 3 times to get to the bottom of what you're selling, it's not going to happen. So, in addition to how you're offering it, keep it simple and increase the convenience. The next one would be improve customer service, right? I can't stress how important this is. And the number one thing I would tell you to do is don't be attached to the outcome of whether someone buys your product or service or not, right? It's hard because we are emotionally attached to what we want. We want to make money. We want people to see value in what we do. But honestly, it's their personal opinion that's really the important thing here, right? People are predominantly emotional. So they're greatly impacted by warmth, friendliness, cheerfulness, and they really want to have not just a one and done sale or a transactional, they want to have an emotional connection with you. The way we deal with our customers has changed over the last 5 years. They want to be emotionally connected to you on some level, right? So this could actually give you an advantage over your competition. I've had people come back to me who've invested in my course, and they've thought about it, maybe 2 or 3 days later, and just say, you know what, I'm not ready. I know I paid for it and I need it, but I'm not ready to do it. Can you refund my money? I guarantee my courses. I'm like, yeah, absolutely I can. You let me know when you're ready, and then we'll come back, right? I'd rather have someone invested in what I'm doing than someone who pays for it and never does anything. That doesn't make sense to me, right? So just be clear about your customer service. Always be empathetic and compassionate, and if you have a no refund rule, so enforce it, set boundaries around that. I've had people push me for discounts and stuff, and I'm like, no, this is the price. To me, if they want it to be like a sliding scale or a cheaper price, they don't value it enough. Inevitably, they never show up, right? And here I've gone to all the effort to accommodate them when in the end, it's the people who paid the full price that are really appreciating what I'm teaching. So make sure that you do that when you're creating your courses, and that just comes with experience. You're going to figure it out, as you go along. The next thing to adding value is changing your lifestyle and the impact this has on customer patterns and behavior, right? So there's a national trend that's happening towards cocooning or staying at home more, obviously, to make the home environment more enjoyable. While you're spending more time in it working, obviously you've got to make it a place that you want to be, right? So people's tastes are very different. So some people want to take vacations. Some people, want to stay at home. Changing lifestyles and demographics can create opportunities that will enable you to offer a product or service that can tap into that market, right? And it can also, if you hit the right thing, it can help you create a lot of wealth in a very short period of time. Now, the seventh one, I think, is most people take advantage of. I see a lot of people who don't, and they could be. So offer planned discounts, right? Planned discounting can be really effective and lucrative because it's not like you have a flash sale, right? So this involves finding ways of selling higher and higher volumes of products and services to more and more people at lower and lower prices, right? So you could offer a product or service or a good at an even lower price. How could you squeeze out the cost of getting that product or the service to the customer and pass the savings to him or her, right? So one insight to benefiting customers is one way is that no one is currently offering to be the springboard that launches you into a life of financial success and achievement. So if you're offering discounts, what I would recommend is you plan it out. You offer a coupon code for a very short time, right? And those who miss it, miss it. That way people will value when you offer planned discounts. Or, a lot of the time when people come into my top level program, I will give them my lower programs complimentary because they've invested so much to be with me. They should also have that training as well. Okay, so just figure out what works best for you. You could have sales on certain days of the year. It just depends on what you're doing. If I'm teaching an event, the way to scale up is to actually create instructors underneath you who can teach what you do. That kind of legacy takes work and it takes a lot of time, but it's definitely doable. I've done it in martial arts where I've created world champions. They've created world champions, right? So it's definitely doable. But you have to have a strategic plan for that. Okay, so that's a little bit about the 7 ways to add kind of like massive value to your business. Okay, the next one I want to do. Sorry, I'm getting organized here. All right, so the next one I want to do is some advanced marketing strategies that are going to add value to your business. So we're going to do 3 parts today. So marketing a business online is not for the faint of heart. And you know what? It's become something that's not optional anymore either. It's a must do if you want to survive in the business world, right? So the advantage to advanced marketing is that it helps businesses build customer relationships by taking a deep dive into all their marketing channels, from social media marketing to SEO, right? When your marketing campaigns are underperforming, the temptation is to pump more money into it instead of strengthening customer relationships. That's where we miss the missing link here, okay? So the number one thing I would say is work out a strategic marketing framework. So marketing results don't happen by chance. Like the law of marketing is unless nothing will sell itself, right? So unless you let people know it's out there, they're not going to know to buy it. You can have the best product on the planet, but if nobody knows about it, they're not going to buy it, right? So your job is to be consistently putting it out there, having scheduled content, right? And this is from the topics to the tone of what you're doing to the timing of it, right? So creating that strategic marketing framework is going to allow you to have some structure around when you're delivering products, how you're delivering them, and what the benefits are, so that people are like, yes, I need that. You know what? I saw that again on that ad. Oh, it's on sale today. I don't want to miss out on that. The next one is identifying who your product will provide value to. And that's is where your avatar comes in, right? So, when I'm working with people on their unique value propositions, the second part of a value proposition is who is the market that you serve? And so many times when I work with people, they're like, oh, well, everybody. Well, no, you don't. You don't. So, I mean, there are many ways that you can niche your market. And the longer you do your business, the more you're going to see the same type of person coming through. So pay attention to that, right? So think of your ideal customer. What are their habits, aspirations, fears, favorite social media platforms, and so on. Maybe, your niche is, excuse me, moms who are 40 to 45, single moms who are 40 to 45, divorced or widowed, with 2 to 3 kids, who are looking to learn how to do yoga or create an online course or have a business that they can do on their own, whatever it is. But that demographic is really specific and niched. It could be people who are struggling with financial security so they can retire and feel financially free. So, I mean, your niche doesn't have to be an age or a demographic. It could be it could be situational as well, right? So identifying who your product will provide value to is key to you being successful. And then you're going to add value, like I said in the other one, to your existing product, right? What can you add into it? When I have all my programs, I add in all sorts of bonuses, all sorts of tips and strategies. Maybe it's a 15-minute one-on-one with me. Maybe it's a giveaway. Maybe it's a product. It could be anything you want to do. Sorry, it was an early morning for me this morning. Next is use your local SEO. When you start exploring search engine optimization, it's so easy to get lost because there's so much out there, right? 72% of customers who did an online search for a local store visited the store the same day. So make sure that you're ranking up there on your SEO and getting the visibility. Create those links between websites so that you're getting more. There's all sorts of different things that you can look up to get your SEO moving a little higher. So the next is driving organic traffic with content marketing. Okay, content marketing is a powerful tool in any business. It's just a way of building trust with your audience and providing them with valuable information that answers questions or to solve a problem. Okay. The goal with content marketing is to increase traffic to your site by boosting search results on Google. It's a win-win situation, right? The higher you rank on Google, the more likely people are to view your content and the more people will click onto your content and the higher you will rank on Google. So it works like both ways, right? So over and above boosting your traffic on your site, interesting and informative content will increase the chances of potential customers staying engaged with you, your products, and your services. Okay. Yeah. The next one is spread the word with social media marketing. I don't have time to do my social media marketing. I pay someone to do it, but it's also one of those things that is an essential part of your business now. It's not a maybe or a someday I'm going to do that. You have to have it as a part of your strategy, your marketing strategy, because without it, again, nothing markets itself, and you're going to lose the visibility that you're looking for. Increasing visibility and influence can be one of the most challenging things that you do in your business. Let social media work for you. If it's not your thing, get a professional on it, pay them to do it. You got to have the right professional doing the right thing. Okay. Um, let's see what else I want to talk about here. Personalize your marketing campaigns. Make sure that what you're doing connects to your audience. Don't just make it in the third party. Oh, and then, I have this here. It's like, hey, you know, I've got this product that actually could change your life. And not only that, it's going to change how you have relationships with your family. So, you don't want to miss out on this. So not only are you going to be able to connect with your prospective clients better, but you're going to get really clear on what they need and be able to speak their language, right? So personalize your marketing campaigns so that they connect with people. I just gave you a brief example about how to speak to them. So putting your customers at the center of your story and helping them see how your product or service can be an integral part of their lives will be key to you booking that business and connecting with your customers on a more emotional level. Okay. Building high quality visual content. Make it attractive. Don't make it plain. Use high resolution stock images. Keep in mind that it should be engaging and eye catching, and its main function is to highlight your product, not distract from it. And I see this all the time. Select your images. Select images that are going to add to your story and convey the message that you want to get across and how what you do solves people's problems. That's all they're looking for. They just want to make sure that whatever they do with you is going to actually give them the transformation they're looking for. The next is optimizing for mobile, for on your phone. So many times I see websites, I go on my phone, which people are on more and more, right? And they don't have the mobile version on there, right? So that is key. Make sure that you do that. Make sure that that's a part of your marketing, because without that, you could be losing more than half your business, and that would not be cool. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is how to create business systems that help you work smarter, right? If you really want to scale up your business, you need to do this, right? Systems allow your business to run like a well-oiled machine while making it more streamlined, more productive, and ultimately more profitable, which is what you want to do. A huge portion of your business is running smoothly with the less supervision. You can actually then step back and let the systems do the work for you, therefore making you a smarter business owner, right? So this is something that I've had to do in the last year, right? It's really completely changed. It's freed up my time. I'm busier than ever, but now I'm busy with the other things that I want to be busy with. I'm not struggling to do this and that here. All those systems and structure are taking care of it for me. So, a system can cover anything from completing simple tasks like sending an email or newsletter to finishing more complicated projects around sales funnels. So anytime you have a certain way of doing things, that in itself is a system. It's just a matter of making your system the most streamlined, efficient it can be based on your business goals. Now, the first step to this is identifying your business activities. And I'm just going to kind of outline these here because we're getting short on time. So the first would be, what are your operations like? What are your sales and marketing? And I talked a little bit about that. What does your finance activities look like? What do they look like? Step 2 is then breaking down each activity. Okay. And you're going to break them down into 4 sections. The first will be the process, the step-by-step sequence of actions. The second will be the tools, the required devices, apps, or software. The third will be the people in charge of each step of the process. And, that doesn't always have to be you, right? Because remember, you're stepping up into your business. So that means that you're letting the experts do what they do as experts, right? You can't be the expert in everything. It's just not possible. And the last, number 4, is the strategies. So the tactics, the tips or techniques that you use to bring your business to the next level. Okay. So step number 3 is how to identify ways to improve the system. Okay. What do you want your system to do for you? Right? Like this is a really good question. So if you have a funnel, that's going to give you a step-by-step that you're going to go through. So the first thing you want to do is what can you eliminate from the system, because task tools or people are time consuming, things that are unnecessary or redundant or no longer relevant to you. What aspects of your systems could be helpful, but you really don't need to be a part of it. This is the key here. Defer it to somebody else. Again, and then what tasks can you automate? So what can you get rid of? What can you defer? Okay, this is where, you've got to identify ways to improve your system. So get rid of, defer, automate. What can you delegate to others? And what can you consolidate? Because I find that as you level up in your business, you're going to find that things start to cross over and you're going to be able to combine them. Okay. So this is a great way to really hone in on scaling your business efficiently. And that is not my thing personally, but I've had to do it and it's made my life so much easier. Now, number 4 would be how to track and test the theories that you just made in step number 3. What do you need to change? Is it profitable for you? And the last one is evaluate and improve, because I feel like, a business, our businesses are always changing and evolving. So you always want to be evaluating and improving how you can make it better and better. I use a business canvas for this, so it gives me a snapshot and the kind of looking down at my business. And that's been key to me, making some really powerful changes in leveling up. So I give you a lot of information today. I wanted you guys to have the three different aspects of how to add to your business. So adding value, marketing strategies, and systems and processes that can actually shift you into a higher way of living in your business and being more profitable and creating those relationships you're looking for. That's it for today. My name is Laura Armstrong. You can reach me at leadershipwithlaura.com. Check me out there. You can send me an email at laura@leadershipwithlaura.com. And I'd like to offer you my free 3-day leadership challenge at leadershipwithlaura.com/3daylc. I take you through 3 days of challenging yourself, your business, and where you're going in your leadership. All right, everyone, have a great week. I will talk to you soon, and bye for now.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
Good morning, and good morning. What a wonderful morning. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you, Laura Armstrong, for always bringing the goods, always bringing the information. And this is what she basically hit it today, because she's talking about businesses and the quality and how to market yourself with your products and services. And guess what? Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that stuff is like right around the corner, like real close around the corner. And some people already started last week. I mean, I've been seeing sales and products, service. I mean, I haven't seen so many sales and products and services within the last, 4 weeks that I had within the whole year. But, I like how Laura put it, whereas, you just don't wait for the after Thanksgiving, the Black Fridays and stuff. You have to do it all year, because it's about, like she said, creating that relationship. So, you have to start way at the beginning. So when you do your Black Friday specials and your Cyber Mondays and all that good stuff, then they're already knowing you. They're like, oh yeah, I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to buy from you. I'm ready to get that product from you. So good. Thank you, Laura, for bringing that. You came right on time with that message, lady. You really did. And Laura will be back next Thursday. And I wish her, now she lives in Canada, so I didn't get a chance to tell her, but I want to do like a back Thanksgiving to her. So they had their Thanksgiving on. They have it before ours. And I just want to I hope she had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. And I thank her so much for being on the show, for being in my life, and just being that, to me, just heart of gold that we always talk. Like you say, you build relationships and you collaborate with certain people, but there's some other people that's just a little bit more special than other ones. Not saying nobody's special, but you have that little group. And I just had to tell Laura she is part of that group of mine, and I really appreciate her so much through the ups and downs and everything. We learn from each other, we grow from each other, and guess what? We help each other move up to that next level. So thank you, Laura. I just want to give my first thank you shout out to you, lady. So you have a wonderful rest of your day today. Now I want to move into, since it is now here, it is Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. All the families, all the friends, all the Facebook friends, all your potential clients, your clients that you have now, your business partner, your collaborational partner, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And I want to give so much thanks to people that support me on this show. All the experts that has been on this show, all the guests has been on this show, the authors, the speakers, the coaches. I can't just name. I want to put out some special names out there, because these are my experts that I have right now. Regina Bergman, thank you for being on the show on Mondays, for bringing your knowledge and wisdom. I thank Rodney Birds for coming on. He comes on Mondays. If you haven't seen Mondays, he comes on there. Then we have our Tuesday with the BBs. Time to Shine Happiness show with the BBs comes on every Tuesday. And I want to thank Barbara Ellis, my partner in crime. We call ourselves the BBs. Thank you for being on the show and being a part of the Diamond Factor experience. And then we have to kind of come on, give a role play, give a drum roll, as they say, for Mr. Barry B. Mixon. He comes on every Wednesday, the Gem Hunter Stories. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you haven't seen his show talking about value with gems, then you are missing out, and you need to basically set your time and the day for Wednesdays. And then we have Thursdays. And this, again, I want to thank Laura Armstrong for coming on and doing what she does regarding leadership and communications. And then, of course, like I said, everybody I bring on, if it's just myself coming on, or if there's other speakers, there's other coaches, there's just other people that I interview, I just want to thank you from the kindness of my heart to you. So with that said, and I'm going to take a little sip of drink because I'm celebrating with my orange juice. And I've been drinking that lately because it seemed like my throat, whatever's going on, I had to get that fixed. But I want to leave you with something today, and something that I want, hopefully you can take, not just today and not just because of Thanksgiving, because I always tell people, I know this is that official day when, everybody's grateful and thankful and all that, but we should, I want to stress this over and over again. We should be thankful every single second of the day. Every single second of the day. I'm always thankful for everything that comes in my life. I'm thankful for the fact that over a year ago, it was put on my heart to start this show. Now, I had our anniversary a week ago. We celebrated 1 year being on the Diamond Factor Spirit Show under E360 TV. Now, that wouldn't have happened. I'm telling you, that was really close that this show wasn't going to happen, because I had to make sure the motive of this show was right. I had to make sure that the motive, well, I just wasn't doing it because everybody else having a show, or, they're coming, everybody's coming on, and I could just show myself. And, and that's good that you promote yourself, because I'm always, visibility and promotion is the key for what I like to do, especially for women that are in business. But I had to make sure it wasn't all this about me. I had to make sure that it was about others and helping them. I said, if I'm always talking about helping people, collaborate with people, showing up, having people show up, then what am I doing having a show and not doing that? So I had to make sure that I had to really dig deeper into my purpose, ding, 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 and the passion I had behind it and the drive of it to make sure this show was going to be the right fit. And I found out after a year, through the struggles that we go through, our valleys, right? Anything we choose in life, it's going to be this. It is. You're going to hit some bumps. And I did. Some people fell off the show as far as my experts I had on, certain people that people that I had interviews with, they would cancel out like 2 minutes before the show or 1 second before the show. And Barbara had to do what I call the new thing in life. Well, it's not new, but this is what I do, is like, okay, I always have a backup plan. That was a tip. Always have a backup plan. Have some kind of video ready, or I had to be ready to come on and do what I need to do. So those were some of the bumpy roads I had to go through of having a show, because I'm not only talking on the show and interviewing, I'm the producer of the show too. So I'm doing the background, do the video, I do the the commercials, all that stuff I put together, and I put it out there. And I said to myself, this is a job, Barbara. Are you ready to take on the job? So that's what I had to choose a year ago today. And I'm very happy that I chose that, because I see a difference, in the people that's been listening, the people that's been, the experts been on. I see the growth. I see that they are, really taking on this visibility tool, as I say, to move forward in their business and also to move forward in my business. So that's the other thankful that I have, is that I did get the knowledge and the wisdom, and I believe in God and Jesus by them, to say, Barbara, it's okay to start this show. Because I always want to ask that question to them, because it's not about me. Like I said, I'm just a tool, I'm a vessel. And I'm glad I was a vessel to get this show going. And now we are in our first year, going into our second already, 2 or 3 weeks of the Diamond Factor Experience show. I also want to give thanks because I know a lot of people right now are with family or with friends that are coming together, having a meal with each other. But there's some people out there that might not have family and friends, that might not be able to go to somebody's house or visit somebody or go somewhere and just, have that togetherness with people. Some people might be alone. And I want to talk a little bit to those people because I had a moment yesterday. It's been since 1985, my father passed when I was the age of 17. And a lot of people know my story. Basically, he wasn't taken from a sickness or accident. He was basically he was murdered. And it happened on November 24th, 1985. So as you know, November 24th was yesterday. And I'm okay. Usually I get through the holidays okay. It was a struggle way at the beginning. And I know people are like, well, that's been since 1985. But, when you lose somebody that's that force to be reckoned with in your life, that you basically that you just love so much and they were in your life, it still stays there. And, it's still going to stay there. You'll never get over it. You'll just be able to move through it and go forward. And that's what I say to myself. But for some reason yesterday, I was at home. I just got done getting food because I'm here and I was going to cook, a meal for today. And I went to the grocery store finally after work and everything I had to do. And I went to the store and I was looking around, the people, with their kids and with the family and stuff, or couples and everything, and, with their parents or what have you. And then all of a sudden my father popped in my head because I started thinking about all the Thanksgivings that we used to have. And when we used to go grocery shopping and when we used to go get the tree, we didn't go to like a tree lot. Now this is the nice thing. Just thinking about, this is good when you're thinking about people that have, basically transition, is think about the good things. Think about the good memories. So when I was standing in the line buying my food yesterday at the grocery store, it took me back to my dad and how we used to have some awesome, tremendous Thanksgivings where we just had the full thing. We had the turkey, we had the dressing, we had the cranberries. I mean, the corn, the mashed potatoes, the green beans. My mother made greens, everything, rolls, cornbread, apple pie. Ooh, apple pie. And then we had the apple pie with caramel. Oh, God. Ooh, I'm making myself hungry already. And we just had everything. And most of the time it was just the three of us. It was just my mother and my dad and me at the time. But I was just thinking back before we did that, it was a few days before Thanksgiving, we would always get the tree early, the Christmas tree early. And like I said, we didn't go to a lot where, how a lot you can just go to any kind of parking lot or whatever, where they set up the things, you can just buy the tree and take it home. No, we went way out where you could cut your own tree, And the days, for some reason, back in the day in the 80s and 90s, for some reason in November, it was really cold. I remember that because I know we had to go out and get these trees. Now it was sunny out, the sun was shining and everything when we go get in the car to get the tree. But it was so cold. And at that time I was like 12. Well, we started doing that when I was the age of 5. So between the age of 5 to the age of 12, I have to say, we did that. That was a normal yearly ritual that we did in our household, is to get the tree before Thanksgiving. And we used to go out. Now, mind you, my mother was like, you can all have fun in the cold picking up this tree. She's like, I'll stay home, get some cooking going on. And by the time you get here, I'll have breakfast or whatever, because we went really early in the morning. And my dad's like, "Are you sure?" She's like, because he wanted to be a family type of outing, But my mother was like, she ain't dealing. First of all, she didn't want to drive 2 hours to get there. Second of all, she didn't want to be in the cold as we had to walk around and basically get this tree. So, and then I was a child, so I couldn't say too much. Now way at the beginning, the first thing I was saying is, well, it's cold out. I don't want to go. What are you doing? What are you doing? But, as a child back then, you don't talk back. You just do what your parents says that we're going to do, and you do it. And we went, me and my father got in the car. It was just like a little, we got in our car and we went on our way. And the 2 hours, I'm telling you, those 2 hours of driving with my dad was just the epitome of having a pleasurable moment with my relationship with my dad. A lot of times he would just sit back and just listen to me. Now, it's funny because I think about how shy I was back then because of other issues I had when I was going to school and getting bullied. But when it was just me and my dad, I would talk because I felt so comfortable in him, because he just made me, he just showed me so much love and consideration and respect. And then he just honored me by saying, you're my princess and I want you to be able to talk to me. If you can't talk to anyone else, I want you to be able to feel free in talking to me. And that just made my heart sing every time. So I always look forward every year before Thanksgiving to go on that 2-hour ride with my dad so we can get that Christmas tree and bring it back home. Now, once we got there, like I said, there was days where it was below zero and we're going out looking for this tree. So it was funny because I would get out and I had like 3 coats on. I had my 3 pair of socks with my boots. And then I had like 4 hats on my head. And then I had my little earmuffs on. And then I had like 4 things of gloves. And then my dad, he was packing with his clothes too. So we're just kind of moving real stiffly, just moving through the forest, looking for these trees. And you're just moving left and right real slow because we have all these clothes on, trying to get to where we need to get to. And, even then we were still talking to each other. He said, "I know you cold, princess. I know, Angel, you're cold. It's going to be okay. We're going to find the right tree where to get out of this weather." But through it all, and some people might say, "Dang, couldn't you just go to that parking lot and get that tree?" But I would have missed so much magic. And I have to say that so much magic within my relationship with my dad, if we took the easy route, I always say, and just go to the lot and get the tree and come home. So I bring all this because, like I said, all of this I was thinking about yesterday when I was standing in the grocery store in line, thinking about the memories of Thanksgiving and thinking of the memories of my dad. Because, like I said, just yesterday was the anniversary of his death, and that night, last night, every Wednesday, I'm on a call with Forbes Riley. She has a group. And I bought one of her, I think, coaching packages. So I became a part of the group. I was like, oh, I didn't even know I had this. This was like an extra. So they sent me a link for every Wednesday to get on. It's like a 2-hour coaching, check-in thing that she does with everybody. And there was like maybe 65 people on the call last night. And she really dedicated her talk and what she wanted to talk about surrounding Thanksgiving and gratitude and everything. And she said, "I'm going to open the mic to anybody that, on the screen that wants to talk, if they have something that I can help them with or the group can help them with, and then say something that you're thankful for." She said, "Say something that you're thankful for." So some other people came on, "I'm thankful for my family and everything." This one lady came on and she said this is her first time putting herself on video. And she said, because she never feels comfortable putting herself on video. And she said, "I had to put myself on video because I had to express how thankful I am to this group, Forbes Riley group that we were in last night, and the training." And she said, "I'm thankful because today is the day." She said, "Today is the day that my dad passed, and it's been over 20 years ago." And I was like, OMG. I said, she is dealing with the same type of, in the mind thing that I'm dealing with today myself with my dad passing over 20 some years ago. So right there told me that, Barbara, you're not alone. There's other people that deals with certain things almost similar to yours. And that we can all stand together and say it's going to be okay. So for Forbes, when I was so proud of her, how she said, I want you to say you didn't lose your dad. Your dad is always there. She said, I want you to look next to the seat of your car. I want you to turn to the other seat of the car, and I want you to say, hey, Dad, I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. And first of all, she was looking like, okay, really? I mean, I just told you my dad. And she said, I want you to do that. She said, because I do that every year with my dad, because Forbes' dad passed a long time ago too. So she's basically showing her that just because they transition out of this life, they didn't transition out of your heart. And I was like, oh, that's deep. Ooh, that was good. I know when people say some wisdom, I'd be like, ooh, that was good. And that was good. So I was like, wow. And that was just a opening, just another exciting thing in my life to say, you know what? She's right. Just because a person that you love and you cared about is not here right now, they're not, physically here that you could hug and kiss and be there for them and talk to them. Just because they transition from here, that doesn't mean they transition from your heart. They're always going to be there. That's why the memories come up. That's why you have those memories of them, because they come to help you ease yourself, and say, I'm thankful for that. Thank you for letting me have that experience with that person. Thank you for letting me have that experience with, a loved one that I lost, or a friend that I lost, or a coworker. Thank you for letting me have those experiences, even good or bad, ugly. Now, my experience always, the time my parents wasn't always good. I mean, we weren't always just la, 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 la. There was some really, really tough, rough times. But even those times I think about, I'm like, I still appreciate those, because those were learning lessons. Like I said, the stepping stones to your strength in life. So I just want to tell everybody out there, like I said, today is Thanksgiving. There's going to be a lot of different avenues that people are going to go to. Some people are going to family. Some people are visiting family. Some people are going to have dinner with others. Then there's going to be some people that are still going to be in that cycle, like I was yesterday, thinking about someone in their life that they've lost. But you haven't lost them. And I had to take that. That was even another stepping stone for me yesterday when I heard that in the Forbes Riley coaching, when that lady came out and Forbes told her, they'll never be away from you. They will always be here in your heart. And it's up to you to make that choice, to think about the things and the memories that you had with them, and think about the lessons that they taught you, and think about the things that they told you, that who you're going to be and what you're going to be about. It's up to you to do that so you can stay at peace. It's all about keeping your peace. And hopefully that this resonates with you, especially for the people, like I said, out there that might be alone today, that might be at their homes by themselves, that might not have a family to go to. Remember, first of all, who you are, that you are special, that you were put on this earth. I always say, for a reason, for a purpose, for a main purpose. Now, I want to read this poem to you, and then I'm going to sign off. And I just want to close out with this. I found this, and I thought it was very appropriate for today. A little bit long, but something. I'm going to read it slowly, because I really want you to understand about being thankful, about really being thankful. Be thankful that you don't already have everything you desire. If you did, what would there be to look forward to? Be thankful when you don't know something, for it gives you the opportunity to learn. Be thankful for the difficult times. During those times, you grow. Be thankful for your limitations, because they give you opportunities for improvement. Be thankful for your mistakes. They will teach you valuable lessons. Be thankful when you're tired and you're weary, because it means you made a difference and an impact in somebody's life. It's easy to be thankful for the good things. A life of rich fulfillment comes to those who are also thankful for the setbacks. Find a way to be thankful for your troubles, and they can become your blessings. So I want to leave you with that. I thought it was very appropriate because a lot of times, we get caught up in a lot of other things of being thankful, but we really have to look at the fact that the things that happen is for a reason, and that we have to be thankful for those things as well. Because as I said, you learn, you grow from them. I love the part where it says, you might be thankful for being weary and tired. That means that you've been pushing that fight. You've been making that determination. You've been moving forward in your goals and in your dreams. So I leave you today by saying happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the world, globally, United States, and just make that little change and say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to reach out and just thank somebody through Messenger or whatever. That'd be a long conversation. Just think about it. Just think about, who that you really want to thank. And then tell yourself, you know what, I got to thank everybody, from the grocery store person that I had yesterday to, the person that was trying to get in front of me yesterday when I was driving. Thankful that they gave me patience to stop the car before we got in an accident. So, those kind of things. You start really digging in to see what things are you thankful for, and what, you move forward and learn from. So I just want to thank everybody again for being so supportive for the Diamond Factor Experience Show. I wish you and your family and your friends so many blessings, so many blessings. We will be on tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow again. And we have a special Mr. Barry's coming on tomorrow for 30 minutes because he has some other words of wisdom that he wants to tell us. So we'll have a little special 30 minutes with Barry. But overall, I just want to just remind everybody that you are, out of everything, that you are important. And I always talk about that PPD, your purpose, your passion, and your drive in life. It's so detrimental. It's so important because it makes up who you are. And once you understand that and get that in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, once you understand that, then you can say to yourself, you know what? I just want to share the gifts that I have with others and help others move forward in life. That's what we need to do right now. We all need to help each other. So with that said, I will see you all tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. And don't eat too much. I want you to get up enough time to see the show tomorrow. Yeah, just a little selfish, So you take care, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for sure. 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And as I always say, get those other zones. Please look for those other zones, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and God bless, and happy Thanksgiving.